Because you have multi-terminals and you need the coordination. And essentially, this grid controller is a coordinator. And this coordinator have the functions to maintain the system operate stably during steady state, so it can dispatch whatever power which operator wanted to different stations. And then during transit, it can also safeguard the operation of the system, not to damage equipment and also minimize the disturbance to the health part of the system operation, recovering from the fault as well. So it's mainly the coordinator. For example, they have a few key functions like how to have coordination in the grounding in the DC system. Usually you have one grounding system. And then how you are doing node flow calculation that is essential to maintain the system operating under the specific boundaries, like you design the DC voltage condition, the converter capabilities. I think one of the first things is that you are able to continuously monitor the station operation condition, like what's the voltage level, power level, and then based on that, also based on the demanding of the operator to give a recommendation what is the suitable set point for each converter to operate, so that all the constraints in this grid is fulfilled, so that it not damage the equipment. But I think one of the other things, as for thinking of future multi-terminal, a lot of applications, and one of the most important things that this grid controller should have the capability to be adapted to different configuration of the DC grid. Because DC grid, you can have different structures like a daisy connection or a line connection or a U-shape. It depends on applications. I think one of the challenges is to have a good process and a mutual understanding between the different parties, because there will be certain occasions that this grid will be better in one step. It's always better in the stage-wise. So the system has to operate as expected, for example, from a very small two-terminal system and to 3, 4, 5, and gradually increase the system. So in these different stages, we need to, in order to avoid the minimal shutdown, when you add a new equipment, you get to prepare from hardware, and also the software, how you can adapt to the new configuration. So to understand mutually from customer and Hitachi Energy, I think is very important, so we can plan properly.